This is Z, my first ever World of Warcraft character, an undead rogue. He was frozen in time for 20 years. Now he is one step away from conquering the continent where his journey began. Previously on Mainlocked, we finally got Z his daggers in episode 1 and pushed him all the way through level 81 in episode 3. We're proving that a character from 2006 can still hold his own in the modern world. Today is the big one. We are finishing the Eastern Kingdom's Loremaster and grinding our professions to the limit. We're even heading down to the coast of Stranglethorn Vale to see if Z's fishing skills are as rusty as his combat once was. As always, we play by the rules. The goal is to have fun and rediscover Azeroth. And we're doing it the hard way. No auction house, no trading from alts, no warband gear, and no heirlooms. We don't leave for a new expansion until the current continent's Loremaster is earned and our professions are maxed out. This is the final push for the Eastern Kingdoms. Thank you all for the incredible support on the series so far. If you're rooting for Z, hit that like button and subscribe, and drop a comment to see us finish what we started. This is episode 4 of Mainlocked. After picking up a few quests in Booty Bay, we made our way out to begin our questing. First we had to kill this guy and loot him for an item. And then there's another quest here for us to pick up. We hit a couple fishing nodes along the way. Since we're having a lot of coastal quests here, I'm going to be stopping and hitting a lot of the fishing nodes. Because unfortunately, the ore that we mine in this zone will not give us any points for mining. But it is a good place to do quests. So there's an island off the coast there where there's a little quest line. We had to kill some of these panthers. Now these guys were stealth, which always makes it kind of harder to find them at the higher levels, because they don't aggro on you. And then they give us a new quest, and we have to kill some of these gorillas for some lost items. And then we turned in all the lost items, and then it was time to kill the big gorilla. Killed the big gorilla, looted the item, and then we headed back to turn it in for this short little quest line here on the island.
How may I aid you? You wish to speak?
Don't know why I keep looking at the quest rewards so much. But yeah, stopped to mine this node, but yeah, we don't really get XP from it. And then we came back to turn in those little few quests we did. Picked up some new quests. And we turned that in. With a little bit of fishing in between. I won't include every spot we fish at, but I'll include it here and there. We gotta find this guy out here in the ocean, off the shore. Gotta kill him. Then we gotta come to the other side of the peninsula here for this quest item. Not sure what this guy was doing, but I helped him out. And then we came back to turn this in. Couple quests to turn in here in Booty Bay. And then up here at the top, these fellows had some quests for us. Dreeg had a quest for us, or Deeg. Dizzy One I had a quest, and then we came out here, basically just killing a bunch of these mobs. We had to take out a bunch of different kinds of these guys. I guess I was checking out what this guy had for sale, which was tailoring supplies. And then I looted an item there. We gotta kill some gorillas. I think they were dropping something I needed. And then we gave one to this guy, a fang to this guy, and then some gorillas like spawn in waves. And I forget exactly what this was about, but they just spawned in waves, and then I think we looted something off this last guy. But I'm not sure.
Good day to you. Have a good
Then we came back to Booty Bay, did some fishing while we waited for this guy to spawn, took him out. And then on the way back, we talked to this guy who was swimming around. He gave us a quest. And we turned the gorilla hearts in. I think that was gorilla hearts. Back to Deeg for his snuff. And then we got one progress on our quest line. And these guys had some more quests for us. Turn this in. Seawolf McKinney. Dizzy One Eye again. We got a cape upgrade. I think I put that cape on because I think it looked cooler.
Have a good one.
Got a ring upgrade there, but don't think it was an upgrade. Then we had to talk to Freewheeling Junts and get his item. Hit this little pool here. We're also going to get the fish. Try to gather all the fish because we can use it for leveling our cooking as well. But yeah, we had to just get some dropped items off these named mobs, and then we had to come talk to this guy.
You need something? Good day.
And this kind of unlocks a whole conspiracy between these guys. I was trying to follow what was going on here, but basically we're like playing both sides kind of, or we're trying to trick this guy into thinking we're on his side. So this guy gives us a quest, and we had to get a cow head. I guess we're supposed to like kill the Tauren guy for this guy, so we get a cow head. And yeah, kind of felt bad for that cow, but then we give him the cow head, and they just kind of kick it around back and forth to get it all beat up.
How may I aid you? What brings you here? Goodbye. Hail. Farewell.
And then we have one more quest to turn in here for Seawolf. I was really examining these quest rewards.
See you later.
But we did get an upgrade. And it looks like it was an upgraded item, I think. And then we had to come back to him to give him the beat up head,
Fine is good. Safe travel.
which I guess he believes. So we decided to do some more fishing before making our way to the boats. So there's a whole quest line that happens on these ships. I guess these were the guys that we were trying to like sabotage. So we were trying to get in with these guys so we could pretend like we're their friends, but really we're just trying to sabotage their ships, I think. So we do like this big long quest line for all these ship captains on all these ships. And we had to get their cannonballs from the bottom of the ocean, apparently. Guess they're pretty down bad. You know, the old loot and shoot and scoot. But we had to learn how to use the cannons. And then this fellow here takes us out on his boat with the cannon, and we had to kind of kill somewhat seemingly innocent guys up here on this oil rig. Kind of felt bad doing this, but I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. And then I hopped off the boat early here because there was a quest here on this island where we had to kill these spies, I guess, or ninjas. So we took out all these ninjas to complete this quest. Gave us a pretty cool eye patch, I think. And then, yeah, all these boat quests. Yeah, I kind of just gonna skip through these, but we did all these quests for these boats, basically just sabotaging them all. Killing their leaders and fighting their leaders and poisoning their food and stuff like that. So we did a bunch of quests on these ships back and forth, and then we came back to Booty Bay, to Baron, which completed our progress. And then we had one more quest that starts the next quest line here. Forget exactly what this did to start all this, but yeah, basically Booty Bay is under attack and we must defend Booty Bay now. And I really like this whole idea of like Booty Bay becoming under attack. It just like adds so much world building kind of story to it. But you know, the old kill the attackers type of deal. So we had to kill a bunch of the attackers, and then there's something in this crate we needed. But then we had to hop on this boat, take out some of these guys. I guess because they're the closest, I don't know. The Bloodsail Corsairs. So we took out a few of them, and then we had to come back here and finish taking out these Worgans. And then we had to come back to these guys, and yeah, there was like 2 of him. He was like double spawning, and this whole quest line is just really buggy, and you'll see here in a minute. It's kind of unfortunate because it's just a really cool quest line, I thought. But yeah, it gets real buggy, so we gotta do an aerial assault here, and we're gonna drone strike all the ships that are coming in. But as you can see, there's no ships. I don't know what was going on here, but I just saw groups of mobs and I was just bombing them, and some of them I just couldn't hit because of invisible walls or whatever. But I think all these floating guys are supposed to be like on a boat, but the boat is not there. But yeah, this took a little while because I had to keep flying around because some of them weren't hitting because it was hitting the invisible wall. But we ended up getting them all. Then we had to come back. And I think it gives us some daggers here maybe. Then we had to do another aerial assault here. And this part is pretty unfortunate, but yeah, as you can see, there's invisible boats. And basically we're gonna do a drop landing here on this guy. But yeah, floating bodies. We get into the water. There's the guy I need to kill. So I realize I'm unable to hit this guy, even though he's like right in front of me. So I'm trying to hit him, trying to melee him, trying to range attack him. Maybe I can fade, maybe I can sap him. I'm like trying everything here. And then I come over here trying to range attack him. And Yeah, just not able to attack him at all. So I logged out and logged back in, and the boat is there. So I'm like, okay, so there is supposed to be boats here. But unfortunately, I'm on the ground, and there's no way from the ground to get into the boat. So I go back to the Wind Rider and go in for another airdrop. But of course the boat's missing again, even though it was just there. So there's the guy I need to kill, spawning in. So I get dropped in, but then this time I have the idea, what if I don't move and I log out, then log back in, and then I can clip through the boat. So I was able to clip through the boat in the bottom floor, and he's not down here. Once I run up to the second floor, he's right here, and I'm able to kill him and his bird. But yeah, and then something happens here and I like died. Not sure if this is part of the quest or not, but I wake up like in a bed next to a rogue trainer, and I'm able to go upstairs to turn in the quest, which gives us progress on our Southern Stranglethorn Vale progress, and we fly off to the next hub to continue our quest. We arrive here at Hard Wrench Hideaway and pick up some quests for this area. Kind of a cool little goblin town. Did a lot of fishing kind of in this area. There was a lot of pools to fish from here, so I did fish a lot here. But the first quest was we had to get these idols, and then we had to kill these nagas for stuff, and did a little fishing in between the quests here. We need to get the fish for our cooking, level up our cooking. Got some trunks here. Back to questing. And came back to turn all these in. I think this is the last hub for our achievement. So we got a lot of quests here to turn in and pick up.
What's the word on the street?
And we had to come and kill these guys, and then there's like some gems we had to loot here. Had to get the pirate treasure. We had to kill some of these basilisks. And we came into this cave. I was looking for that rare elite in this cave. I think this is the cave that has the rare elite that drops the lightsaber. Pretty sure. Let me know in the comments, but I wasn't able to find him. We had to kill some tigers for their furs, and that actually took a while because either them or one of them were stealthed, so they were kind of hard to find, but we were able to do that and came back to turn in all these quests.
See you around, friend. What's up? GTL, friend. Gambling, tinkering. Smart mouth, huh? Yo, can I help you with something? Yeesh, took my head off, why don't you?
It's kind of nice not being in Booty Bay where we had to keep running up and down stairs and stuff like that. And then we had to come to the little troll village. And we had to get some drops off of these guys. Then we had to light some incense here or something, and then we got turned into a shadow bat, where basically we just like flew and spied on someone here. And then turn that in.
Speak your business. I am sworn.
I get no respect around here.
And turn this
Yo,
one
Can
in.
I help you with something?
Can I help you?
And not sure what's going on here, but yeah, I'm not sure what this was about, but
Huh?
kind of funny,
You
I
looking
guess.
at me? Stay strong, pal.
And then we had to come through here. It says the guy was slain, but I didn't kill anyone, so I'm not sure what that's about. Yeah, I don't know, but we had to go into this portal, which I think this takes us, yeah, to Zul'Gurub, where we kind of just had to run around Zul'Gurub and do stuff and like kill people and watch RP. But I think normally like you'd do Northern Stranglethorn first and then come to South. So maybe it makes more sense in the storyline that way. But we had to do another portal, which takes us somewhere else, gives us another quest. Yeah, and then basically just kill someone and then RP happens. And then, yeah, they're strangling me. But it looks like someone was rescuing me. Maybe my goblin friends. And so yeah, it brought us back to here.
Greetings. Do you need protection?
Got some boots.
I serve thee.
And that completes the Cape of Stranglethorn, the southern part of Stranglethorn. So it only makes sense to go to the northern Stranglethorn to do those. So we fly off to northern Stranglethorn Vale to continue our questing.
So.
We arrive in Gromgol Base Camp, where we pick up our quests, we set our hearth,
Go forth to victory.
and we begin our questing. After we cook up some food to empty our bags a little bit and level up our fishing. So those fish that we've been catching have been coming to use here to level up our cooking. And then I had a recipe in my bag I could lose for catfish, but I don't think we've ran into any catfish yet. First quest. Destroy these eggs, I think. And then a new quest pops up.
Blood and
So we turn all this in. Usually it seems like they give you like one quest, and then when you go back and turn that in, a bunch more pop up.
strength and honor.
So we picked up everything, turned everything in. And we had to kill some of these ogres. Different types of ogres we had to take out here. Then once again, a lot of fishing up here in the northern part of the peninsula. So we're hitting some fishing along the way. Then we had to kill some murlocs. We actually had to get 40 of these bites of murloc meat. So we had to kill quite a bit of these to get the meat. I think each one dropped like a few, but yeah, there's a lot of murloc slaying going on here. So we killed all those, turned this in. Picked up some new things. This guy had a quest for us in Emboya. He gives us a pretty long quest line. Then we had to go up here, kill some trolls. We had to get some totems and some tusks and some supplies. And then this little lashtail hatchling gave us a quest. He's kind of just been following us around, but he does become kind of the main character of our story here. So back to camp. Turn all this in. Working our way through the northern Stranglethorn Vale. And then this cauldron had a quest for us. So, more trolls. Who would have thought? We need 25 shrunken heads. And then we also have a quest with our little raptor buddy here. And he'll like dig up little totems or something, fetishes. So he'll dig those up and then we'll have to like run over to him and get them. Took me a while to figure it out because if you're not paying attention to him, you don't really notice. But we got all of our shrunken heads, and then we just had to wait for our little friend here to dig up some fetishes. So we got all those from him. And then we had to come to this little island out here. I was taking out some of these elementals, hoping they'd drop. I think I need the essence of water for the enchanting book, so we can get the appearance of all the enchants. So I've been trying to kill water elementals when I see them, but I don't think I killed quite a few on this island. I don't think we got any essence of water, so I think it's essence of water. One of those, the green item one, the one you need for enchanting. I also hit some fishing nodes on this island. We need to get our fish count up. Fortunately, I don't think the firefin snappers are like ones we need. I think we need the sagefish mainly for cooking. At some point, I kind of just switched to sagefish pools, but as we head back to the base camp, hit some more fishing nodes. And then we turn in our cauldron quest. Turn in our Nimboya quests.
What's beyond your mind? Spirits.
That ring has 10 agility. I'm not sure if that's an upgrade though. And then this guy has a quest, but he keeps talking. We have our Blood Elf quest to turn in.
We will persevere. We will have justice. Speak.
And back for more troll. There were some named ones we had to kill, like this guy. And then the other guy next to him over here. So we had to kill these named ones, and then we had to kill some other certain specific ones. Kill a few each of those. The scouts, the hunters, the mystics. Then I I just decided to hearth back because it was pretty far up there, so save a little time, hearth back, turn everything in. Turn in our cauldron. Not sure how a cauldron can give a quest, but it seems to have a lot to say. And then we had to come over here, and there's a nice river where we reached level 100 fishing. I'm not sure if at some point I have equipped that fishing pole we got from the quest or not. I forget what level that requires, but I know we equip it at some point. And then I guess we just had to kill more trolls, loot them for their mojos, and then we had to loot these bone piles. I think there was a couple bone piles and stuff to get. And back to the cauldron, and it explodes. And just a lot of quest giving and turning in at the cauldron. Between the cauldron and these guys, there's a lot going on. And then I decided to take a little break and head to Undercity. Drop some stuff off at the bank. And then disenchanted all the greens, and then deposited all of that stuff. Cleaned up our bags quite a bit, and then to the enchanting trainer. We're only 10 points away from level 300 classic enchanting. So I decided to finish off the last 10 points we need for enchanting. I think I was just trying to find the best route, but I don't know. I have so many ingredients for enchanting, it doesn't really matter, but I decided to go with agility to gloves. Which will bring us to 295, but then agility to gloves turns green. But then we get strength to gloves, which is orange, which will level us up. And that brings us to level 300 professional, classic, master, engineer. And then I also got this other achievement for, I'm not sure what, working from the start. I think it was getting different classic professions to 300 across your warband or across account wide. And then I had a couple enchanting recipes to learn. And then I learned some smelting. And then I came over to the forge to see, but we could only level up from thorium, and fortunately I didn't have a lot of thorium at this point. So we got what we could out of the thorium, but we're pretty solid on mining. Right now the farthest behind is probably like fishing and cooking. And I do have quite a bit of sage fish to cook up. And I'm just kind of hoping cooking and fishing will kind of go hand in hand. But we still have another continent to finish after we finish Eastern Kingdoms, where we should have plenty of time to level up our cooking and mining. But before I head back to questing, I had one last stop. There comes a time in every young undead rogue's life, where they must get a flying mount. Now, I don't know why I never had, there's no reason for me to not have a flying mount, but I kind of just thought it was time, and I feel like I was spending just way too much time running around on my horse, and especially those last quests we had in the last episode where it was just running back and forth. So I bought the red one, but I prefer the purple one because that was my first ever flying mount on my first ever level 70 warrior. It was my first ever level 70, which was a warrior in TBC. And I remember getting the purple one, so I decided to buy the red one just to go through the motion of going and buying it, but then I already owned the purple one, so I couldn't buy it again. And now this will save so much time, because I think mainly in these videos I kind of just edit out the running around part of things, so I don't think it matters too much, but yeah, this will save us a lot of time. And we kind of end up in a new hub over here with some quests to turn in and pick up. And first mission was to go inside this ogre cave and take out a named guy. Gotta get this guy, get his eye. Decided to hit this mining node for some reason. And then we had to kill these guys and loot this bounty that was hiding over here. And the next stop was some raptors. Look how much faster this is. So yeah, we had to kill these raptors, loot them for, I think, feathers. Then we came back to turn this in.
Yo, hey, how you doing? Have a good one.
A lot of back and forth here.
What you want? Relax. See it now.
Everyone had quests for us.
Hey there.
Then we had this mind vision,
Spirits be with you.
which she asked if we're ready for the mind vision, and we get the most insane camera angle of all time, where when I look down you can see I'm a captured lashtail hatchling, so it makes sense why I'm so small to the ground. But yeah, we're having a vision of being that guy.
Who you be? Talk to me. Be good.
So we flew off to do some quests over here. Basically just had to kill a couple of these gnomes, or not gnomes, goblins. We had to loot them for the things. The tumbled
Time
crystals.
is money, friend. Yo,
Then we turn that into him. Then we turn this into him. He had another quest for us.
What you want? And which law?
And that guy had a quest where we had to kill some trolls and extinguish these flames. Pretty straightforward, nothing crazy here. And then there was a cave here we had to go into, and I thought I was just supposed to kill these guys, so I did. And yeah, I'm actually supposed to use an item on one of them, so I wasn't supposed to kill that Yenaku person, so while I waited for a respawn, I decided to do a pet battle because it was literally right outside the cave here. And I thought this bird was kind of cool, so I decided to capture it. And this guy, I think you can only capture once per battle, so. But yeah, we got like a bunch of achievements there. And then I came back in here, kill this guy, and then we had to use the item on this guy. And that completes that quest. And then we had to come back to Gromgol for our final quest to turn in, which completes our progress on this one. And then back to the other hub to turn in these quests.
Don't be shy. Hello, man.
Our Lashtail hatchling.
Spirits be with you, man.
So now we have a mind control mission, but first I come up here to turn this one in.
Do you want something? I pray we chose our
Then come back, do our mind control mission. Now this quest was interesting. First I get disconnected, so I have to restart it.
Bye-bye now.
Yeah, this one was, I wasn't really sure what was going on here, but I'm like, okay, I just gotta like run out of here. But yeah, they catch you, and the goal is to not get caught. So I tried to run through the middle, I got caught. So I tried to run down the side on the right, and they caught me here. So I try to go through the middle again, no luck. So I decided to go down the left. Which I think originally I didn't think the left was possible because there was a lot of mobs on the left side, but it seemed like the left was the way to go here. And this guy, little Lashtail guy, was kind of hard to control, to be honest. But we made it to our first checkpoint where this guy gives us a new ability where we can now chew through the nets. And then we find our next checkpoint, and this guy wants us to find him some food. So I searched around these tents here, and yeah, found this guy had food on him, so I stole his food, and then now I have to take it back to the other raptor. And I almost get caught here. Luckily I'm able to chew through the net, and I guess they just de-aggro when you run away, so that's good. But then we had a pack coming here, wasn't sure if we were gonna aggro that, but we made it back, turned in the food. He gives us a thing to pick up twigs that we can burn in these fires, and you basically use it as like a distraction. So you burn these mask things, and then they get distracted, and then you can kind of just run past them. But I don't know, I was kind of scared at first. I thought they were running at me, so I ran away, but you can just run past them. Run past him again, which brings us to our next checkpoint. This guy teaches us about these skulls. So I guess we drop them and they slip on them or something. So you get this skull. I guess you put it on the bridge and then it'll slip and fall. So I drop it, and then I'm gonna hide out of view here so they don't see me. But yeah, the control on this thing is terrible, and I get stuck like in a tree or a rock here. And So I'm like, I'll just dash out of it, and then yeah, I fell in the water, and
Hello, ma. Be good.
luckily I didn't have to start over, but I did start at this checkpoint. So yeah, we've got the guy at the skull. He falls off the bridge, and there's like a few more obstacles. It's basically just more of the same, and which brings us to the exit. And as we're about to leave, they caught us. So not sure the point of this whole thing. We just get caught at the end trying to leave anyways, which is very sad. But then through this dialogue, I realized that this little thing is a she. That the Lashtail hatchling is a she. So it's a female hatchling. And yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the RP here, but I haven't really been paying attention to this quest line. But yeah, plenty of ways to teach her not to escape again. I think they're referring to me. So I am a she, and then yeah, I got strangled here or something, but yeah, I feel kind of bad that we didn't get to save the little Lashtail. But yeah, that completes our progress. And that cloak gave us 20 critical strikes, so I put it on. And then this guy had another quest to turn in for some reason. But I made the decision to go into Zul'Gurub because we needed to save our little friend. So inside the Zul'Gurub raid,
I'd be delivering you to Hakar myself.
there's a quest which gives you the Lashtail hatchling as a pet. So now we have the Lashtail hatchling, which brings us to Nesting Way Safari, the most iconic quest of Stranglethorn Vale. And we pick up all the quests here, and unfortunately this is another moment where my recording gets messed up, and this keeps happening, but I have found a different way to record that I'm going to try that hopefully doesn't give us any more problems. But I picked up all these quests and ended up completing this, and I'll complete the Stranglethorn Vale questline for Loremaster, which now brings us to Swamp of Sorrows, where we will continue questing in this zone. It's a little bit of a shorter zone, which is nice, pretty small. Now, I actually was already questing here, so I did the first progress mark for the achievement for this zone. So we've already got most of, well actually no, we completed the first part, so we have one part done, and I think this is kind of the end of that part before we go to the next hub. And I'm hoping that this recording software, it works out better. But yeah, this is the new hub. So Nika Bloodscar has quite a few quests for us, where we had to pick some flowers and kill some goo. But if you guys record video games, let me know what you use. I think this one is going to be able to record in better quality too. At least it seems better quality now. But because I'm using footage from like two different recordings, it might not be great until the next episode. But yeah, so we got some quests to turn in back to Nika, where we need to kill these water elementals for their moats. And off the first one, I got an Essence of Water, which was what we needed for the enchanting thing. So I actually hung around in this area for a while, killing a bunch of them, but I wasn't able to get any, so I guess we got lucky on the first drop. And then there is thorium in this zone, so we do need thorium. We will level up mining by mining thorium.
What can I do for you? Glory
So we killed that wolf and then we came back to turn those in.
Strength and honor. Thug.
And that was already the first part of this progress. So yeah, I already have 2, so we only have 2 left. There's only 4 in this zone. It's pretty short. Once again, more thorium. Before going to the next hub, I stopped and mined all the thorium along the way. The flying mount definitely helps getting around. I think that was a good choice. But yeah, we already at 225 mining, thanks to the thorium in this zone. Then we get to
Hey, how you doing? Time is
this
money,
new hub
friend.
here, a little town on the sea.
Yeah, what
This guy down by the shore had a quest for us as well.
could help?
And we gotta kill some lobsters and crabs. Drops a big mouth clam. We get a decent amount of clam meat from the zone, which is nice. I don't think we can cook it yet, but we'll definitely be holding on to the clam meat. We also had a potion that allowed us to run on the floor of the ocean, so it took me a few minutes to to see it, but once I realized I had that, it definitely made this experience a lot better. And you can actually get more of them from him, so I ended up at some point picking up another one of the potions from him, and we end up using it later. But we turned all those in. He gave us some new ones. Came back to the shore, turned this one in. Gives kind of a cool bottle dagger.
Have a good one.
I hope we can complete like a set. It'd be cool to work on some transmog on this guy, because I feel like now that we're not really getting gear upgrades, it'd be nice for him to have a nice fit. So maybe we'll make a stop at the end and do a transmog. But yeah, we had to get these mines. Some of them explode. We also had to kill some crocodigators and some ostriches. So pretty easy quest. Turn those in.
Time is money, friend. Be good. Yo. Hey, how you doing?
Then we had a quest to turn in with him for the Strider meat. And we flew to a new little camp here to turn in some quests to Crazy Larry. Where we had to go, and there was these little goblin guys swimming around. But yeah, also there was a couple fishing nodes here that I hit up. Most of them I think gave eels. I think this is the eel pools. This guy rudely interrupted my fishing. Yeah, we got the stone scale eels, which I think we don't really need for cooking, so I hit up a few of them just to level it, but we really need the fish we can cook more than anything. And then you gotta loot like these dead bodies for these bags, so we did that, did some fishing, turned that in to Crazy Larry. Of course their bags are full. It's crazy how fast our bags fill up, but I just sold some junk and then went back to turn the quest in, and then after I turned this quest in, I actually disenchanted a bunch of stuff in our bags to make some room. So he gave us a new quest, and I would just like to say thank goodness for a flying mount, because swimming out here would have taken forever, and who knows if I could even get up on that boat. So that was a great moment. We decided to get a flying mount at a perfect time. But yeah, it's a straightforward quest here. We just had to run around this ship and gather some items off of it. Well, they're not goblins, they're gilblins. Gilblins. Goblins with gills, maybe? So we got these questionable publications. I don't know if they're spreading fake news or not. The Gilblins. I think I was lost here, maybe. I don't know. There's one more up on top here that we gotta boot. So just like that, we're off this ship, the Gilblin ship, to turn this back in to Crazy Larry.
Potential customer. Oh, do I have a deal for you?
And that completes that progress. The zone was pretty quick. I feel like the first part might have taken the longest, the one I didn't record or that got corrupted, but yeah, so we go meet Baba Bog Brew. And there's quite a few mining nodes over here, so I hit these up. And then we gotta kill some murlocs. Who also dropped some clams. Gotta kill 12 of these. Luckily they're all pretty close to each other. We didn't have to go too far. Then back to Baba to turn these in. Baba Bog Brew, and then there's a cave next to her here. We had to come in here. There's a lot of nodes in here. I turned kind of ran around this whole cave just to kill these guys for their clam meat, and then also for the nodes. Because our mining's leveling up pretty fast, but the cooking is for sure gonna need some work. Got some more thorium, and then back to Baba Bog Brew. And we gotta kill a couple of these serpents out here. Luckily they're all right next to our camp here. We needed 5 serpent hearts. Gave those back to Baba. And she is sending us off for the dragon and the temple. So we go to the temple of Atal Hakar.
I remain in service to
Sunken Temple, where he gives us a quest where we need to go and loot these artifacts underwater. Luckily I saved that potion from earlier that allowed me to just run around here and pick them up pretty fast.
It is Lord Itharius. Thank you very much.
So once we turn these artifacts into Lord Itharius, we gotta come into the temple here, where he'll give us some quests, one after another, but we basically have to find these named mobs in the temple here, and it's a bit of a maze in this temple, I would say. So that was mainly the hardest part, was finding the way around. But the map and the mini-map definitely helped. Every time we'd kill one, a new quest would pop up to find a new one. And then this, luckily, teleported us back to Lord Itharius, which completes the Swamp of Sorrows quest, the Sunken Temple. So now we have 2 zones left for Eastern Kingdoms. We head off to our second to last zone, the Searing Gorge. Now this works out perfectly because we're on a new reset for the raids, so we can complete this zone and then we can go back into Molten Core and Blackwing Lair, because I would love to get a nice transmog for this character, because we've been wearing the same ugly outfit for quite a while now. First quest is we have to save the whelplings, so we had to go around collect these different color whelplings while killing these whelpers. And we also had to kill these broodlings. In this zone, it's mainly mithril, so unfortunately we're not going to be getting much leveling in our professions in this zone. So we come back, turn in the whelpling class, and we get some new quests here. We had to kill just a lot of animals here, including this large dragon, but mainly like a lot of scorpions and wolves and alligators, I think. But we had to get these wolves for their hides. We had to get these scorpions for their barbs. Maybe there wasn't alligators. I think I was tripping. But yeah, more mining, no XP, but we had to get these mud patches on the ground. We had to loot a bunch of these. Yeah, unfortunately in this zone, it's just mithril, but in the next zone, our last zone, we will be able to get some mining done. Thank you everyone who has been following this series. If you like this kind of video, let me and let the YouTube algorithm know by hitting that like button, dropping a comment, letting me know what you think. And if you'd like to stay on top of the new episodes, hit that subscribe button. We come back in and turn in those quests. We pick up some new ones. And then we gotta take out a couple of these black rock guys. I didn't release this episode last week. These hour-plus long episodes take a bit of a time to edit, and I just couldn't get the editing and the commentary done in time, so I could either do shorter episodes every week or longer episodes at a longer cadence, but let me know what you guys prefer. It doesn't matter to me. I do like doing the longer ones I wish I could do the long ones every week, but I just wanted to finish the Eastern Kingdoms. I didn't want to leave y'all hanging. So I have to play the game, and then I have to put it all together as well. But yeah, a lot of people questing in this zone. I think in Midnight, this is where you come for the Midnight little quest thing. So we had to talk to this guy. I think we're in a new hub here now. And then all that stuff we gathered from the animals, we had to put together into a disguise, and it took me a lot of times clicking through here to figure out how much of each. I couldn't figure out if in the quest anywhere it told me how much I needed of each thing, so I had to do a little trial by error. But we get our costume that we'll wear later. And In this quest, we had to kill these reavers, and then we'd click on this, and then we got to pick one of the things, one of the scrap pieces to pick up, and there was a stone power core that was a rare option, I guess, and yeah, it took me a while to find that one, but you can mine those guys for thorium. Unfortunately, no mining XP. And they dropped this little thing. This one had the power core. Took me a little while to find that power core. We also had to kill these spies. We had to kill 10 of them.
See you soon. How are ya? You got my attention.
So we're helping out in the Thorium Brotherhood here. We're testing the strength of their golems, and they weren't a match for our one-shot abilities. Give him a coin. Then we turn this in. Stebbin or Knuckle.
How are ya? Safe travels.
And now it's time to put on our amazing costume that we spent multiple quests to make. And we look pretty scary. So we put on our costume, which allows us to talk to these guys, which is the Black Rock people, I think. We gotta shine their boots. We gotta work our way up the ranks here. We gotta start by polishing some boots. And they spawn some boot spiders here we had to kill.
Makra. Speak. For the horde.
But yeah, of course my bags are full.
Strength and honor. Victory.
At some point I'll disenchant all that. But yeah, working our way up the ranks here. We had to summon some Kodos. Some of them get mad and they try to attack you, but gave us some Kodo meat, so that was potentially helpful for our cooking later. And gotta come back to this guy, our friend. And he takes us back here where we begin our sabotage by, I think we're poisoning kind of these enemy leaders here. We're going in on a stealth mission with our costume, where we would paralyze them with our scorpion barbs that we gathered earlier. And I thought this was funny. All the wargs turn on her and eat her. Very Game of Thrones. Isn't there a scene in Game of Thrones where all the hounds turn on him? Quite a few Game of Thrones-esque references in this zone. We'll get to another one later. But yeah, the map said he was here, but then it said he was over here, and Gorlop here was our next target, but we had to wait for him to run over here for some reason. I guess because we need him by this lava pit, or we could paralyze him where he falls into the lava pit. So we did our first spy mission. And then we gotta go back to the Black Rocks, where they have this elemental that they're planning something with. So what we need to do is duel their Magma Lord. But we are accidentally gonna kill their Magma Lord, I think is the premise here. But I'm not too exactly sure. I was trying to mine him, but yeah, it wouldn't let me mine the Magma Lord for whatever reason. like had the little mining thing, but
Strength and honor.
wouldn't let me mine him. Got a glove upgrade, you know the deal. I did disenchant some stuff here, I think, and then threw away some stuff.
Farewell.
And then the general gave us some new quests here. We had a bonk. We had to go around and bonk their army. I'm not sure what the point of this is, but I guess this is how the Black Rocks do things.
Strength.
And we came back to our buddy.
Strength and honor.
And that completes the infiltration part of our achievement progress, which brings us to this new hub over here, Ragged Jong and Kibler. If you know Kibler, I believe Kibler is the cooking trainer in TBC and Shatrath. Kibler's Bits. So we had to kill some of these imps, and we also had to gather some of these flame flies, I think. I don't know if we're gathering them, or yeah, I guess I did gather it, but it showed me kicking it. I don't know. The animation was a kick animation, but it gathered it, I believe. And we had to take out these greater obsidians. If you mine them, they give you generally mithril, it seems, so I didn't really bother mining these fellows. Because we don't really need the ore, as far as I can think. I mean, we have mining and enchanting, and not sure what we could use the ore for. But yeah, we had to skin those wolves, and then I had to pick up the last of the flame flies here, which brought us back to turn all this in to our buddy here. And this guy, Aryok, had some quests for us. Talk to Kibler.
Interesting.
Gave us a pet. Yeah, my inventory's full. Yeah, we talked to Kibler, turned this in, and that gave us a cool little companion pet. Tiny flame fly. But I still like our little raptor guy. And we had to kill some of these black dragon spawns and black rock people out here. Quite a few all over the place, so kind of just ran around this area. There was a couple named ones that we had to find, including this guy. And then the whelp tamer. Then we finished off killing our black dragon spawns. And luckily he's right here to turn the quest into. But we still have to fly somewhere else to turn in this one. This guy over here in the cage. And we had a new quest pop up. We gotta go support him back at the other place. We came back here. Waited for him to spawn. And that completed the anticipation progress on our achievement. he gave us some new quests here. Yeah, we had to put on our disguise and talk to some more high-ranking people here. I think we were delivering them like poisoned food or something, if I remember. Not sure exactly what we're doing here, but we came to all these high-ranking government officials within the Black Rock and delivered stuff to them. And then turn this in for a pair of gloves. And then it was time for our big assault on Black Rock, Dreadmaw Rock. And yeah, this is where we've come to our second Game of Thrones reference. Daenerys destroying everyone. But yeah, we just gotta fly around and burn all these troops down. And this will be a cool mount, I feel like. And so yeah, we were flying him back to turn in this quest, but yeah. You can't leave Dreadmaw Rock on him. And so I died there, yeah. Let me turn this in.
Blood and thunder.
Now we had to come back to these generals or whatever and take them out.
Blood and thunder. Down.
Which completed that quest. Which completed the Burning Steps quest achievement. And now we have one more left. But I had all this fish that we could cook up from a little bit of fishing that we did in previous zones probably. But before we go to Blasted Lands, there's one more thing we need to do for the week. And that is try to get some gear, some cool looking gear. I got this achievement. I'm not sure what that's about. I think it's a housing thing. But yeah, so far nothing really good off these bosses. Nothing good off these guys either. No time for Gar. We got the Night Slayer cowl, which we might have had already, but yeah, no binding. And yeah, here comes Baron, as well as some other. I was really stunned here for like 3 seconds. But yeah, no binding, nothing good here. We were getting a lot of these robes of volatile power. But yeah, once again, nothing good off that guy. Some more robes. Major Domo. Nothing really good off him. And nothing really crazy off Rag either. So over to Blackwing Lair. We got this cool sword, and we also got, yeah, just this sword was kind of cool. I'd really like to get the dagger from here. I think there's a dagger that drops. That would be a pretty cool transmog to have, I think. But yeah, we got the boots. Might have had those already. I'm not sure. I'll have to check before we do our next run what we still need. But yeah, I'd love to get the dagger. I'll have to check what he drops off of. And at least a full set of tier 1 and 2 that we could wear. Yeah, nothing really good off this. Again, nothing good. Might have got a belt off that guy, but yeah, nothing. And then we got another Ash Condi, but no really good tier pieces. And then we come back. Came back to Booty Bay to fill up the bank with all the junk before we head to our next zone. I feel like I'm just trying to save everything because since we can't use the auction house, I'm just like, I have like anxiety that I'm gonna like vendor something that I'm gonna need later for I don't know what. But I mean, if we can't sell it, then we might as well either vendor it or hang on to it. So I've been trying to hang on to as much stuff as we can. We fly off to our final zone, the Blasted Lands. Now, when I first got to this zone, the timeline is currently Warlords of Draenor. So after doing a few quests, I decided to fly over to Zadormi here and travel back to whatever time this is. Maybe Cataclysm. So I did waste some time doing some Warlord of Draenor quests, unfortunately, but we flew over to this keep, we set our Hearthstone, we picked up some quests, and we had to kill just one of these guys. Then we had to come into this mining cave, and wasn't really a fan of this zone hub. There was a decent amount of thorium in here, but we had to kill some of the miners and engineers in here, and then we had to loot these pile heaps or destroy these pile heaps. And I don't know if I just wasn't looking in the right area, but I could not find like the last like 2 or 3 of these. So I had to kind of just wait a little bit for them to respawn. I don't know if they're like deeper into the mine or what, but they were kind of hard to find towards the end. So that moves us on to this next gentleman here, where he gives us some quests to take out this guy. We're getting ambushed here, I guess. So he gives us a new quest. You can like use the box as like a disguise to like sneak your way through all these mobs, but we didn't really need to do that. Chief Inspector Hondo. And we came back to turn this in. I think, yeah, it was the last thing, so we hearthed out of here, which brought us right back to turn this in. Looks like our keep is under an attack here. So we RP walk out to continue the Blasted Lands, our final zone. Yeah, I picked up basically as much thorium as I could. Because we still get XP from the thorium for mining, to level up our mining. And then probably use it to make bars too, to level it up more. We'll have to see. But yeah, we got to kill some of these orcs. And yeah, that guy just like disappeared, and it kind of makes sense later, but I was just like, where did that guy go? Bro just disappeared off the screen. But it will make sense later as we come into this cave here. And there he is. These blood mages. They basically teach us how to use this teleportation rock stone. And that was the same one that guy was at earlier, so. We can use that to get in here, to get quests from these guys, these blood elves, blood mages.
Guides us. Keep your wits about you.
And yeah, we just had to kill a lot of these creatures for their bloods. We're gonna do some kind of ritual or something with their bloods. Got a rare elite here. So we gotta kill the hyenas, the boars, the alligators, the basilisks. Yeah, it was kind of just a lot of running around and taking a lot of these guys out for this first part here. So we got our final boar blood. Final basilisk blood, and then we came back to the little town to turn that in. We got a belt that we don't need. And then back to the blood elves to turn in our bloods.
Our enemies will fall.
I guess we're getting them some steak too. I guess they were hungry.
Remember
Little side quest.
Baladash Malanore. Yes. Remember the sun well.
And then we had to come into this cave and gather these heads that were in boxes. Not sure.
Glory to the
Oh, a head and legs.
Baladash
There's a head and some
Malanore.
legs in a box.
Time is of the essence.
And then we came to this altar. We placed the body. Oh, it was this. It was their friends' heads and legs. So yeah, we had to protect him. Kind of just a slow-moving thing. Like every minute, like one mob would spawn, and then I think like at the end, a few more spawned. But yeah, kind of just a chill moment here, while Loremaster's body was under attack and we had to protect him. I guess this is some kind of blood magic ritual that's happening here. But yeah, we were able to resurrect him. But all might not be as good as we thought. Our mining is 246, so we're getting a lot closer. Of course, we got to go for the glove. And then it was over to the dark portal.
Big
Where we had some quests here.
If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Don't try.
And at this point, I'd been questing for what felt like at least an hour or two. and I was like, I haven't gotten any of the progress on the Blasted Lands quest, so I was like getting nervous that I was doing the wrong time, or I was in the wrong time travel zone, and I decided to just keep going. Because yeah, I'm like, I did some Blood Elf quests, I did some quests at the main hub, and like there's only 3 progresses in this zone. Like, I feel like we should have hit 1 by now. But I guess they're all just kind of backloaded. But yeah, there's a bunch of demons around the portal here, and there were some named ones we had to take out. We had to mine some of the ore stuff. These granite, whatever, I don't know.
Well, spit it out. It's my way or the highway.
Granite chips, I guess.
Yeah? What do you want? No loitering. Whatever that means.
Some. For the Horde.
And then we had to steal the plans from the Alliance, and yeah, I was having trouble with this one. Like, I went on to Wowhead, and it was like, people were like, oh, just, like stand here and you can get it, no problem. So I'd stand there, and then, another comment would be like, go inside the wagon and you can get it from there. And then I wasn't really sure. And then I think I finally found one that was like, when the guy on the right does this, then you click it and you should be able to get it. But yeah, this I don't know why this was so hard to me, but I was kind of just trying to rush through it without really paying attention, I guess. But we're able to successfully steal the Alliance plans, which brings us back to Loremaster. And I guess we had a gift for him? I'm not really sure, but he had a bunch of quests for us to gather some amulets or something. So we had to fly around the map and gather some amulets. I think I was trying to figure out if it was underwater or not, but yeah, this one was under the water inside the boat probably. And then we met a nice little Murloc friend here who gave us a quest and one of the amulets. But we'll go back to the Murloc guy later. We turned in all the amulets to him.
The dark times will pass. Salama Ashalanore.
And then, yeah, we had to do some kind of amulet ritual. And then Loremaster. We have to go meet Loremaster here. Teleports us up here. And yeah, we gotta do something here with Razalik. And I guess these guys have some history together, and yeah, he does a number to Loremaster here. He puts his soul inside him or something. And yeah, so we had to unfortunately dispatch Loremaster and suck his soul out of him.
I get no respect around here. Do not get on
And that completed our first progress on the Blasted Lands, so we are on the right track, thank goodness. I was like genuinely worried. I was like, I spent time wasting time on the Warlord of Draenor, and then I've been doing questing here for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and haven't made progress. So at least we know we're doing the right thing. Someone recommended like the all the things add-on, so we might get that at some point. But it's time to help our Murloc friends from the Nagas. Basically just had to kill some, gather some idols. Typical Naga quest. We were getting a decent amount of clams, so it's always nice to have clam meat on us. But yeah, I just came into this little cavern and there's a lot of mobs in here to handle, as well as more of these idols. But we got our last idol and then we had to run around to find our last mob, which brought us to the outside where we had to take out these idolizers or something, and then some gamblers. And we came back to turn these in, which completed an achievement for us, so, or progress, so yeah, that's what I was saying. It was like very backloaded because we had done so much and haven't got anything yet. But there's a couple of sagefish pools here that I end up hitting because we need that for our cooking. But we end up in this new little hub where we christen by hitting this fishing pool because the greater sagefish, I think, is a recipe we can cook. So any fish we can fish up is like a double banger because we get our fishing XP and then we can level up our cooking by cooking the fish. They go hand in hand. Then we came to this new area where there was just a lot of creatures. And yeah, we had to kill some creatures over there.
Victory lies ahead. Stay the course.
Victory lies ahead.
And then we get a new little set of quests before heading back into this little scary forest area. Tainted forest. But yeah, this quest was interesting to say the least. But we had to kill different kind of mobs that dropped items we needed, and then those items had to be like dismantled into other materials, and then we had to get all those materials and put them all together. And to save you the confusion and headache that I had, I kind of just glossed over it, but it was a lot of running around and killing things for what they need. But there was also another guy there doing the same thing as me, so it was a little bit of a struggle, but we ended up getting the demonic vessel is what we needed to make. And then we had to come over here to this Marl Wormthorn. Marl. And then we had to use the vessel on him. He gave some gloves, and that completed our blasted lands and our Loremaster of Eastern Kingdoms. We have officially completed the Eastern Kingdoms. We got some GGs in the chat, and now it's time to head off to Kalimdor. And by celebrating, we decided to leave the zone by first hitting our fishing pools. And then, of course, coming back to Booty Bay. I realize there's this deposit all regions button, which kind of helps, but yeah, I just deposited anything here before getting on the boat and departing the Eastern Kingdoms. We'll still probably come over here to farm some of the raids, but We're heading off on our ship to the Northern Barrens, to a town called Ratchet, where we will begin our journey into Kalimdor. If you're liking this series, let me and let the YouTube algorithm know by dropping a comment, hitting that like button, hitting subscribe, turning on post notifications. That lets me and the algorithm know that you like this video and that I should make more of them.
Hey, how you doing?
So if you do like it, say something to let me know so I know if I should keep doing this or not. But I've had a lot of fun playing this character, at least, and editing it into a video not so much, but it's cool to document to document it, I guess. But yeah, I'll see you guys for the next one as we venture off into Kalimdor. Safe travels.